Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 3, episode 4. We're like about halfway, almost halfway done. And let me
No,
tell
we are
you,
not.
isn't there 8 episodes?
No,
How many
there,
episodes?
there are 14 in season
Oh,
3.
we're like almost halfway done. But no, we're not. Sorry
No,
about
we got
that.
we got 2 more episodes after this to
Well,
be out.
fuck
Or wait,
me.
3 more episodes to be halfway after this.
Yeah, so fuck me. I'll never try to guess again. Anyway, so please, what am I saying? I'm lost now. Meredith just schooled me and my brain broke.
It's
Okay,
okay. I was like,
so
we are definitely on 4, and 4 minus 14
I
is
always
nowhere near 4.
I always try to like think of something cute to say after I say the episode, and I couldn't think of it. So I came up with that and it's wrong.
That's
So now
okay.
you get this. Check us out on the podcast network. You get this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I find a TV show that only has one season and we talk about it. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta, and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows where Meredith and I talk about whatever the hell we want. And then also you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. I'm not even gonna guess when this is coming out. I'm clearly like so fucking
I don't
dumb.
even know because we are so far ahead. We have
Oh my god, shout
we're
out.
we're recording this before Winter House and Summer House live seasons come out,
Oh my
so we
god.
gotta wait till those are done.
Shout out. So for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show that we do when we go back and we watch old seasons like this one, because we don't want to give you guys any spoilers, but we need to talk about things that are happening in the Bravo universe now. To which today is going to be a very exciting after show. So
Yes,
we're like, please, if you want $2 a month, it's going to be the start of our BravoCon exclusive after shows.
that's how early we're recording this. Is like to
Yeah.
people who are getting this now, like that was probably 9 months ago.
Oh my God, rip. So you missed out. And then also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Emily, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Kelsey D, Kelsey M, Mariah, and Sarah. I'll
Woohoo!
get used to it. I'll get
A
used to it.
full
I'll get it.
pack of
I
people.
know. Amazing. Thank you
Full
guys so
pack
much.
of podcast people.
You all are amazing. We don't even deserve you, but we love you so much. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, I don't know, what do you get access to? Give me a sec. Oh, for live shows. For live shows, when we do those, which they're coming up, I mean, by the time you get this, they've already passed. So you should have joined already. And this is your shout out that,
But
or
there's
your
always live
reminder.
shows. So
There's a,
like
God, it's never dying. So
no.
basically, in current times, we have to look forward to Winter House, season 2, Vanderpump Rules season 10, and Summer House season 7, 6, 7. I think
7.
7. So, I mean, let me tell you, Vanderpump Rules, there's going to be a season 11. So look out for that. Winter House, I think, will probably die, but Summer
Who
House might come
knows? I
back.
don't know. Winter House, I'm calling it now, which this again, we're like crossing time zones here of like what is past, present, future. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there will always be live shows we will do.
Yeah,
So just
for
join.
sure. And then also we'll pick a patron of the episode. So this week's patron of the episode is Dustin, the
Woohoo!
OG dad. Sorry, Chris. You weren't our Patreon
I
parent. It was
mean,
Dustin.
it's true. Dustin's been around forever and Summer House is his favorite.
So of course he's gonna listen to this. Of course he's probably gonna watch Winter House with us. And of course he's probably gonna watch Summer House again. So we're excited. And Dustin makes the coolest koozies. So go check him out.
Yeah, go check out his page because he has ones specifically for this show.
Yeah. And he has a ton of other koozies that I just want and we'll probably buy. So shout out Dustin. Okay, should we get into the episode?
Yes.
Okay, so previously on Summer House, Jordan and Danielle made out in front of the whole entire house. But then Jordan started hitting on Paige. And then when he was asked, do you like Paige or Danielle? He said, well, Paige is here, so I'm going to pick Paige. And he said him and Paige were flirting before summer. So
Ooh.
Jordan's got a big, long story. Carl, though, is also kind of into Paige, but he's only had bad experiences with hooking up in the summer house. So
True.
who knows? Kyle is trying to start a company called Loverboy, which is an alcohol company, and trying to find an apartment, both with Amanda. So
what a lot. What a
Who knew?
180 from last summer.
well, he cheated on her, and now she knows. So
He's
she didn't know when he
trying to
actually did
get
it.
himself out of digging him the hole he dug. He's trying to get himself out of.
Exactly. Lindsay reconnected with Everett, aka had sex with him, and we all had to watch it. And then the girls went out for a girl dinner. And Lindsay told Hannah that Hannah has to learn how to be a girl flirt, which is sad.
I don't like people judging each other's flirt styles.
I know, whatever works.
Yeah, because the right guy for you or someone who works for you will like
Will
your
love it.
like flirting style.
Exactly.
Leave me alone.
And then the girls also told Danielle what Jordan said about her. So
Yikes, not fun.
we pick up right back where we left off. It's Friday, 9:07 p.m. The girls are at dinner. The boys are having a night in. So, girls' dinner. The girls tell Danielle what Jordan said, that he picked Paige instead of her. And Danielle.
And just because Paige was there.
Yeah.
Oh, because Paige is here now.
So Danielle really likes Jordan, and she thought Jordan really liked her, but doesn't understand how he could say something like that. Meanwhile, we go back to boys' night in, where Jordan had previously showed all the boys why him and Paige were flirting with a bunch of screenshots.
No,
whatever.
not a bunch. One screenshot.
And then Carl asked Jordan to pick from Danielle, Paige, Hannah's friendship, or the boys. And he picks the boys because they're there, probably.
Yeah, that's so true.
Probably because they're there.
I didn't even think about that.
Because he would probably pick Paige in any other life, right?
Yeah. Okay, that makes me think like Jordan's just trying to appease whatever his current audience is.
He's a yes man.
Which is not, nobody wants that.
No, not at all. Carl then tells Kyle, because they're talking about relationships, that Amanda just wants Kyle to be more romantic. So, Kyle's like, fine, I'll try and do something for girls' night. I send her a bottle of champagne at the restaurant she's at. So he calls up this restaurant.
Of course, the only bottle is the $600
Don Perignon. I know.
Yeah,
so we're sending that over, and he sends a little note with it, like, I love you so much, even though it's girls' night. I miss you. Can't wait to move in with you. It's going to be great.
This was suave. This note was perfect. Like, you're doing your own thing, and I know that, but I just wanted to let you know that I missed you.
And Carl's fucking pumped about it. He's like, yes, romance.
Yes.
So then at the girls' dinner, we cheers to not needing men, but wanting them. And Amanda shares that her and Kyle are going to move in together at the end of the summer. And then, like, right on cue, the champagne shows up. And everyone's like, oh my God, can't wait to drink it. And then we read the note, and it ends with, can't wait to move into you.
Which is like, I'm wondering if a producer got involved and like
I was wondering
if that
like too.
Truly got misheard over the phone.
Well, the person on the phone did have an accent, so I'm gonna guess that they're probably not from America originally. So like maybe English
is not their native language.
Yeah. So like Kyle here is,
and why would a producer step in on that, like, and ruin that?
Yeah, no, this was the perfect amount of weirdness. And so everyone's fucking cracking up because Kyle just wants to get laid. It's great.
I mean, it is true. This is something Kyle would also say, in my opinion.
I can't wait to move into you. So it's Friday, 9:55. So boys' night in, people might think, when younger boys were like, what do girls do at sleepovers? And like they thought we had pillow fights and lingerie at like 12 years old. But like that's not what we did. I've always wondered, what do grown men do at boys' night in? Well, I found out that they compare six packs, do push-ups, and take Jello shots. which just sounds not that fun.
The only other thing I think normally would happen that didn't happen on this show is play a bunch of video games, but nobody wants to watch that.
No, they had to make it interesting. So instead, they all lift up their shirts and poke each other.
I can't.
So weird. Okay, so it is now Saturday, 12:17 a.m. The girls finally make it home. Danielle's fucking pissed because
Yep.
of course she got drunk and now this Jordan thing is in her head. Amanda thanks Kyle for the champagne and the note, but says like, it says you want to move into me. Like, I know that's a mistake. And Kyle goes, no, wait, that's what I want.
That is
Just great.
He also wants that.
It was great. So then Lindsay and Danielle go in the hot tub, and Danielle still wants to make out with Jordan, which is just, girl, you're better.
That's difficult though, where like a guy screws you over, but you're still really attracted to them. Like, how do you rectify that?
And you're living with him.
The good news is nothing too bad has happened. And she hasn't talked to Jordan. So I think she still has hope.
Yeah, maybe.
That like he's saying something wrong, or he doesn't actually feel that way, or he's just being the dick, and she'll be okay with that and still
he was trying to play it cool in front of the boys. So now it's Saturday, 9:43 a.m. I was like, what the fuck is Kyle wearing? He looks like an idiot. Well, we're gonna go mini golfing. So this is his mini golfing outfit because he wants to do something special for Amanda. And guess what? She golfed in high school. So
this is the weirdest thing that this crew has probably ever done, is decide to go mini golfing because Amanda once played high school golf.
I in high school dated a golfer and he did not like mini golfing.
I hate mini golfing.
I love mini golf.
That's
why I was always like, should we go play mini golf? And he was like, no.
I would rather like go to the driving range.
I wouldn't. I'm down for mini golf. Okay, so Jordan talks to Hannah really quick, and Hannah lets Jordan know that they told Danielle about what he said, and Jordan's just like really annoyed because it's summer and it's supposed to be fun and casual, and Danielle's on his radar, but he wants to explore all his options.
It's crazy to me he's upset that the girls told Danielle, when if he doesn't want to be with her or sleep with her, wouldn't he be happy that this message got across?
I don't know. I hate this man.
Haven't you ever had like a guy, like someone in your orbit where you didn't really like them, but they like kept trying to flirt with you, and you're like, God, I don't want to be an asshole and like really shut this down so hard that like we can't even like hang out and be like friendly?
I mean, I have, and I'd love if someone else got involved.
Exactly. So like Jordan's moves this whole episode confuse me, because I'd be kind of thrilled. I'd be like, ooh, that's probably awkward. Things are going to be awkward, but I'm so happy this is put to bed.
No, it's because Danielle's on his radar, but he wants to explore all his options.
Whatever.
So it's Saturday, 12:21. We're getting our golf outfits ready to go mini golfing. And then once we get there, we have to pick 2 teams of 4. So the teams are Amanda, Paige, Hannah, and Kyle, and then Danielle, Lindsay, Carl, and Jordan, which...
How awkward.
I want to be in the first one.
Me too. And I've never been a like pro Kyle person, you know that, but I would rather hang out with Kyle all day long.
So Danielle openly says she doesn't like to do anything she's not good at, which I feel like might be your vibe a little bit.
This is how I am. I don't do things. I don't play games I'm not good at.
Okay, I'm not good at a lot of things, so I'll do whatever and just openly admit I'm not.
I want to be competitive at least. Like, I don't want to be the worst. I don't want my fear is everybody's going to make fun of me, and so I won't do things like that I know I'm so terrible at.
That would not even affect me.
Like, I really want to learn how to ski, but I can't do it because I'm scared to be around people. Anybody, literally even strangers, and not be good at it.
I mean, I want to learn how to ski, but I'm scared to fucking die. I don't care if people.
No, I want to go to the like rinky-dink place in St. Louis where they make their own snow.
Yeah, I'd still be fucking scared to fall. I'm not a good faller. I'm not a graceful faller.
Who is? We both have bum ankles. Are you kidding me? We're clearly
why should we
not
ski?
graceful
Someone
fallers.
Recently was like, do you ski? I want to take you to my like house in Vermont or something like that. And I literally go, is there a bar? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I'll be there. I'll watch.
That's my goal. That's my goal, is to
who was it? I gotta be sure to follow up with that person. Okay, so it is, what are we doing? Oh,
We're playing mini golf. We have
Danielle
two teams.
doesn't want to be here. She's
No.
not good at it.
And
but she's
she
also
is like mad that Jordan's heckling people. And it is making me
this
cackle.
would make me mad because I'd openly be like, I'm not good at mini golf. And then for you to be like, come on, Alicia, that was a bad shot. I literally
especially
hit you with the club.
Mini golf. If we went golfing, I get this because like that's like more serious in nature. We are mini golfing.
Yeah, no one's good at mini golf.
And we are in costume. Like, come on, this is a joke.
Also, didn't you just insult her? Like, shut the fuck up.
Read the room. Jordan cannot read the room. He's like Leah Michelle. Can't read.
Can't read. It's my favorite joke in the world. Okay, so Jordan then pulls Danielle away for a talk. And he said he doesn't want her to feel like he's leading her on. So he needs to set some parameters with her. And she's literally like, what the fuck? And he goes, when you asked me to walk you out on the beach, you made me feel uncomfortable. And she's like, I asked you to literally take 7 steps and like
I don't think she asked him to walk her out.
She did. She was just kind of like, walk me out.
Okay, but that was a casual thing.
Hey babe, do you want to walk me out of this beach so we can make out? That was not it.
Oh my god.
And now he's like, because you asked me to walk you somewhere.
I literally am now in a position in this where I don't want to be.
I would do this to my friends if I needed to talk shit about someone to them. I would make any of my guy friends walk me to my car.
Because my guess is like there's a taxi or an Uber that's meeting her. So it's like also like, hey, can somebody just like come with me?
Make sure I get in the Uber fine. Yeah, fuck,
crazy.
I would literally turn to any of my guy friends, like platonically, and be like, can you walk me out?
And especially if I'm crushing on someone, I would pick that person. Yeah. I hope I'm like probably sitting next to that person at the bonfire and be like, hey, will you come with me?
Walk me out. Yeah, this is not her fault. He could have said no. I don't know. Like,
he could have not kissed her.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like normal people, friends walk each other out places in an instant like this. That's not that crazy. What's crazy is he chose to kiss her and is now mad at her for it.
No, this is like Danielle's fault because he's gonna gaslight her.
I don't understand how he comes to these conclusions.
He's like not in reality.
He thinks like walking someone out is signing some agreement that now you're married to them.
We can make out all we want, but the minute I have to walk you somewhere,
we're done.
Then we're like, it's too not casual for me. It's
this serious. Is too relationship-y.
I can't handle it. Whatever, they like kind of weirdly talk about it and then they decide they're gonna move on and they're like fine, and then we're like done with mini golf. And then so it's broken into 2 cars, right? So you have Lindsay, Danielle, Paige, and Hannah in one car. Yes. The other car is Jordan, Kyle, Carl, and Amanda, and they decide to stop at this garden fence store, which is a bunch of like, it looks like garden gnomes.
Yeah.
Like gnomes. I don't know what else to call them. So,
I call them statues.
Oh yeah, garden statues. That's better.
But so they aren't like standard, like your angels or your little butterflies of the world.
Oh no, I'll tell you when they show up what they get. So it's 5:58. Danielle and Lindsay are like dancing around together in the living room. I love them. They could have fun fucking doing anything, these two.
You know what? We haven't had much of that this season. Last season, we got a lot of like home parties. Not really parties, but like the roommates hanging out and dancing and like raging together in the house. We really haven't done that.
Yeah. And these two are always like, we're going to jam. We're gonna jam. And then the boys come in with Amanda and a zebra, a monkey, and a dog with its leg up.
The monkey is like chugging something, isn't it? Like a bottle of something?
I think so.
I love this.
Earl the girl is the monkey's name, and then Wesley Stripes is the zebra's name.
Love.
Wesley. So it's Saturday, 7:22 p.m. Carl still flirting with Paige, still trying to get it.
I love this.
Complimenting how great she looks.
I love a good light flirting at the beginning. I know. You know, this is fun.
This is fun. We're going to dinner. We have one car that's having a lot of fun, and the other car, which is Jordan, Danielle, Hannah, and Lindsay, is super fucking awkward.
So whatever. Awkward, which is crazy because Danielle's not even Danielle's in that car, right?
Yeah. Danielle, Hannah, Lindsay, Jordan.
God, like, can we stop putting Jordan and Danielle together, please? It's actually ruining my entire episode for me.
But then, so Paige, Kyle, Carl, and Amanda are together. And Kyle tells Paige that last night Jordan was pulling up screenshots showing that like they were talking and flirting. And Paige is like, no, I've never liked him. I only work with him. Paige's reputation is very important to her, so we're not gonna besmudge it.
Okay, really quick, before I dive into Paige's response, I'm curious how you feel about the girls telling the rules of like girl code and guy code. Like the girls telling Danielle about the
Good.
Jordan stuff, and then Kyle snitching somewhat. I'm gonna use that term, just not that I believe it's snitching, but like spilling the like Jordan stuff. What do you think about
both were fine because Jordan openly said that he'd pick Paige instead of Danielle in front of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So fair game.
Yeah.
Jordan has also on multiple occasions hinted that him and Paige were talking before this and they have a flirty relationship. So then it's out in the open. It's not like someone's like, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Also,
it's not like it was a one-on-one conversation. I feel like one-on-ones are more like, let's keep this between us.
But also like if you're talking about another friend, like if someone was like, oh, this girl that you don't even know, like broke my heart, but I don't want to talk about it because I'm like upset. I don't know, but like fine, don't tell anyone. But this, you're literally talking about like a friend that we live with.
Yeah.
So like fuck it, snitch the hell out of him.
I feel like the girl stuff is really normal. Like you're gonna always tell your girlfriends what's going on, especially with the guy they like. That's what girls do. I was kind of shocked Kyle ratted him out less than 24 hours later.
I don't think it's ratting though, right? Because Paige has also openly said her and Jordan were never flirting. So then true. Kyle's like, he showed us screenshots and Paige is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I think your stories aren't aligning. I want to make you aware. Fair game.
Total
That's
fair
true.
Game.
And it's not like Jordan and Kyle have known each other for like 10 years.
No.
Like if this were Everett, I feel like it would be a little bit more shady. Like that is one of your best friends and he's like telling you something.
I mean, Everett told everyone that Kyle.
No, I know. See, that was kind of shady. Like you kind of don't do that to your friends.
See, but that'd be something, right? If like Jordan was dating Paige, I don't know. That's a bad example because like there's clearly there
was actually something done wrong. But
like Everett and Kyle are clearly better friends.
If Carl told Kyle about a girl who was texting him.
If Carl was dating Paige,
yes,
and Carl was like, "Oh, I just cheated on Paige. Like, I'm gonna figure out how to tell her, but don't tell anyone." Then I think Kyle should like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But if Carl's telling Jordan and Kyle and the camera and like, fuck you, tell everyone then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to dinner. There's clearly a little tension. Not between Jordan and Danielle, but between Jordan and Paige.
Dude, Jordan's like stirring shit up.
I know. So then Carl keeps complimenting, or no, wait. Oh, so then Paige confronts Jordan on the screenshots.
Immediately. Like they get their drinks, they cheers, and she's like, all right, let's get into it.
Yeah, she's like, you're not going to come at my reputation. And Jordan's like, what the fuck? We were definitely flirting. And my favorite is when Paige goes, flirting? You want to see flirting? I can show you flirting. And I was like, whoa,
I know.
Ooh, but Paige is pissed because Jordan's trying to make her look like a liar. And like, that's not going to happen. Like, she was just being nice. They work together. She didn't want to go on a date with him. Like, fucking, that's it. It's not that we were flirting and I couldn't make it.
Flirting to her. And that's what I don't like is I think there can be miscommunication and he, in theory, not him, but somebody could read like text you're sending as flirting. And that's normal. But he's like, no, you were from your side of things. You know, you were flirting, like trying to make her look like she was flirting and now trying to backtrack on it.
Here's my thing is as someone who is on the apps constantly, I'm not flirting a lot of the time on the apps because like, I think it's weird. I don't know you. And like, you're just a bot to me.
It's hard to flirt with someone you don't know too.
Yeah. And like over text, because not everyone like gets my sense of humor. Yeah. But like occasionally someone will be like, I don't know, like, or even a better example is like when I would text boys and like my younger, junior high type stuff. And someone would go like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, gonna go in the shower and like get into bed. And someone would go, can I join? It was not me flirting. It was me literally just telling you what I'm doing. Yes. I feel like that's what's happening with Jordan. Like Paige is like,
talking about
to, like,
normal life stuff, and he's like
grab a
making innuendos out of it.
yeah,
Like,
grab a bite to
oh,
eat, and he can be like, "You would take a bite out of me," and she's gonna be like, "I'm literally stuffing my face with pizza." That's just like, it's one of
yeah.
those things.
Yeah, that's true. It probably is where he's like making things like trying to make things flirty, but she's just going about her normal
And
daily
she
life.
then she just responds with like, "Ha ha ha," after, because like, what the fuck do you say?
That is so true.
That's my
Whereas like
thought.
real flirting would be like, oh, like come get me. And like they'd be like, oh, you
You
wish.
want me
Like, yeah.
to? No, she's like, "No, I actually really got a slice of pizza." He's like, "A
Feed it to
pizza
me.
me?" Oh, fuck you.
I would love to see, I would pay good money to read through all their texts.
Same, because if you looked at the screenshot, I couldn't read it, but it looked like Jordan would send like a paragraph and Paige would respond like with one or two lines.
Yes. And listen, we tell ourselves what we want to hear a lot with like relationships and stuff, but people who are interested will give you the time of their day in the
Yes,
conversation.
100%. So it's Saturday, 8:24. Paige is still pissed, confronting Jordan. Carl, though, this is hot. He loves a fiery brunette that's not yelling at him.
This would kind of fire me up too. I mean, on equal side, like seeing a guy like kind of like stand up for himself and be like, I wasn't flirting with you. I'm not into you. I'd be like, but maybe they're into me. They just
Be
made
like,
out with
"Oof,
me.
you mean he's single?"
Yeah.
But Paige is like, "Whatever, I got a spray tan. I didn't go on a date with you. We're done."
I
And then
love that.
Carl's
Like it all ended with the spray tan. Because then Jordan
yeah.
goes, okay, but this was before you shut me down with the spray tan.
She goes, "Then I shut you down with spray tan. You can flirt with someone and then stop flirting with someone."
Yes. And like Jordan's leaving out the context too. Because now he just outed himself that this was from way long ago too.
Yeah,
This was way
maybe.
before the summer. And he kept saying that they were flirting coming into the summer.
How about Jordan? Maybe before I met you, I was, or like knew you, I was flirting with you. Then I got to know you. I didn't like you. And then I stopped flirting with you.
Yeah, let it go.
It's women's
We're not talking
prerogative.
right now, and that's all people need to know.
Change our minds whenever we fucking want. Okay, so uh Carl, because he's so in love with Paige, decides, "I'm gonna cut her meat
Oh,
for her
see, this
and
is
serve
flirting.
it." Yeah,
This is
this is
flirting.
flirting. And Paige is like, "Oh my God, I feel like a princess." Like, it's very cute.
What
Lindsay
a dream.
then is like, "Carl, outside now with me." And
Which
then,
this shocked me. For a minute, I thought she said Kyle. And I was like, oh, are they going to talk about Kyle cheating on Amanda and then now him moving in with her?
oh
But then we got out
no,
there and it was Carl. I swear I heard Kyle.
Carl,
And I was so
outside.
confused why we pulled him aside.
I don't know. This seemed like very like producers were like, get the story, Lindsay. Carl,
There isn't a
outside.
story yet. All he
I
was
know.
cutting her fucking steak.
I don't know. Okay, so Lindsay and Carl are outside. Lindsay asks if he's into Paige. He says this whole, he doesn't want to be a fuck boy anymore. He wants to be better. He's almost 34. All his friends are married and have kids, and maybe he wants that. And Lindsay tells him to close his eyes and imagine his life in a year, which was so fucking horrible to watch. But
Especially for a year from now. Like, what? A year from now, we'll be back at the Hamptons, probably doing the exact same thing we're doing.
yeah, exactly. So in a year, Carl wants a girlfriend to turn into a wife and then a job that fulfills him. And Lindsay's like, "I get it, because me and Everett wanted
Oh,
that too."
the
And I'm like,
worst type of people who are like, thanks so much for giving me the opening to talk about myself.
"Are we talking about marriage? I thought I was going to get married once." That was vibes. But they hug, and then that was a weird conversation, but shout out. So no, it's Saturday, 11:34. Everyone's home. Paige and Carl bond over loving cold pizza.
Oh, I
And
hate
then
cold pizza. I'm just gonna put it
everyone
out
else
there.
is like not in the kitchen. So
Mm-hmm.
Carl's like, "Hey, Paige, can you come here? I need to like talk to you." And they go into the kitchen pantry, and he's like, "You're so hot when you're mad." And she's like, "I was." And then they fucking, you hear kissing sounds for 22 minutes. They were in
Oh
there.
my god, so long to be in a pantry.
Do
I'm
you think
curious. Does
that's
it
a
have
long time
lights?
to make out? Do you think they did anything else?
Do you think, I don't know if they did or didn't do anything else. I bet they just kissed. But do you think that pantry has lights? And if yes, do you think the lights were on?
I think his lights, I don't think the lights were But then you'd run into the shelves. I don't know.
Yeah, but like they're
hope
tall
not.
shelves. Like my pantry has shelves all the way up that like it kind of becomes a wall that you would lean on.
Then no, I think that the lights would be off. I'm sad we didn't hear like a big crash or something. Like
Yeah,
that
like
would have been
something
fucking
falling, like
hilarious.
a
Yeah.
canned good falling on the ground.
Yeah. Yes. And then you hear like an ow or
And then somebody
something.
being like, "Is everything okay down
Ow.
there?"
Yeah. Are you guys fun? What are you doing in the pantry?
I love this. I haven't
This
done
is
this in a
awesome.
pantry, but I've done this where somebody's like, "Come here really quick," and then you like go behind either a corner or like into another room, and it's kind of like secretive and it's fun.
It's very secretive, and it's always weird when someone catches you and you're like, what?
Yes.
What?
Nothing's happening in this pantry.
What?
We're looking for this can of beans.
You know, when people awkwardly go like, I was giving him CPR. He had something in his eye.
That's what
It was
they
in
do
my
with
face.
kids.
She's awesome. So yeah, so now it's Sunday, 1:30 a.m. They finally come out of that pantry and Carl goes, act busy. And so Paige is fucking cracking up at the island. And Carl goes, chicken salad? And she goes, no.
This is great because there are
Crying.
no cameras in there. He probably has clocked that.
He
So
knows.
he knows that this isn't physically on camera, but they clearly both know when they walk out that it's pretty freaking obvious.
I love that they walk out and he goes, act busy. Like what the fuck do you think was happening? If they really wanted, listen, if they really wanted to be sly, they would have cracked open that door, gone the other way to block themselves, and then like one of them would have ran
other
and
cameras.
one of them would have ran and the
Yeah.
other one would have shut the pantry and been like, couldn't find what I needed. Like if they really want to be slick, but they weren't. They were drunk. So then also at the same time, Lindsay calls Everett.
Motherfucker.
Hey,
Like,
babe.
girly.
So I guess Everett is pursuing Lindsay because she says he's very persistent and she can't help but be into him.
I don't it doesn't come off to me like he's pursuing her. Obviously there's texts and calls that could happen during the week that we couldn't see, or even during the weekend that we don't see. But I wonder if just once they open communication, like there is a floodgates of like them talking, but it doesn't seem like he's actively pursuing her to be his girlfriend.
But we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. The way he talks to her here, I'm like, nothing's changed.
I actually really want to go to bed.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay,
Okay,
bye.
I'm like, okay, so nothing has changed in this relationship.
No.
He still does not give a shit.
They do kisses on the phone.
God, this just makes me feel like such an idiot ever going back to someone I like shouldn't have.
But like I get it. I get it because I've been there and done that. But it's like I need a full list of like the whole timeline. I need to know exactly what Everett did wrong, right?
Yes.
Like
we
I
have never truly
everything.
gotten the first or the second time that they've broken up what truly happened. We've gotten some of the fallout shit that he's done, but never like what he did to cause the breakup.
Yeah,
Multiples.
and they obviously love each other. And is there hope, I guess? Like, have they ever sat down and like, because Lindsay's a very like passionate person.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Everett's just like an asswipe when he talks. So, like, have they ever sat down and been like, okay, let's actually communicate. We're not going to get mad. We're not going to interrupt. We're not going to reserve voices.
Or do you think that do you think they even have like one whole positive month where there's no fighting?
I don't know. Probably not. But like if they were to just sit down and Lindsay's like, I'm going to keep my temper in check. And Everett was like, I'm going to put my dictionary away. Do we think that they could actually fucking communicate?
No.
Not like I just, they make me so mad.
I don't think Everett could ever fully state at this moment why he can't give her what she needs.
Well, he's not like he's not a feelings guy. He's a big words.
And then I don't think she's willing to accept that he can't give her what she needs and that she won't blow up whenever he does any little thing outside of what she directs. That's the other
thing is like I think they both have separate traumas. Like Everett fought in a war, and then like Lindsay, her mom left her and doesn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
I think their traumas are very different, and neither one of them like wants to acknowledge like what the other person needs.
Yeah, or
they're
like
just
how they
acknowledging-
trigger each other's
Yes, like
traumas.
whenever it leaves and sleeps in a bed with a girl. So Lindsay has to go sleep in a bed with a guy.
I think even Everett just doing something without her that Lindsay doesn't approve, or even if she does approve, she feels like triggered.
Don't do it without me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Everett seems to like deal with his trauma like very much alone and like
Which she
angrily.
triggers
Is that
her.
is that like normal to say he's like kind of an angry person sometimes, or like very serious and like he can't have fun? Lindsay's
He's
like
very
a ball
stoic.
of fun.
I think
He's stoic.
yeah, I'm gonna get my dictionary out.
Lindsay's a straight up ball of fun and energy,
Mhm.
and Everett is like a fucking piece of furniture.
He's a
for all I
statue.
care. Hate him.
Yeah. He's the fourth statue in this
I
group.
hate him. Okay, it is Sunday, 10:17 a.m. Lindsay wakes up with Wesley stripes, not
Love
with
it.
Everett, which is an upgrade if you ask me.
I was about to say, what an upgrade.
So Kyle and Amanda talk about starting their apartment hunt this week.
So fun.
Carl tells the whole house that him and Paige made out. Sorry, Jordan.
I love how they could not keep their little smiles in. It was obvious from the moment somebody asked.
So funny. And then Jordan, of course, is all salty. He's like, whatever, I'm not into girls that yell at me anyways.
Oh, yeah, please. If Paige would have said, meet me in the pantry last night, he would have been there in 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But Paige likes Carl because there's no strings attached. She's just having fun and a little drunk makeout.
This is how you do a summer house, no strings attached relationship. In theory, this is what Jordan says he wants, but he does above and beyond. Like, he walks. I don't know how to explain it. He makes it serious.
Here's the thing is like if Danielle and Jordan had like a cute little makeout, Jordan would try to downplay it. He'd be like, even though everyone saw his makeout, he'd be like, it wasn't even a big deal. Like, everyone calm down.
When it wasn't.
Yeah, but like you don't have to tell us. Like, you don't have to mansplain a big deal to us. But like Paige and Craig are like, we made out in a pantry, it was hilarious. And like that's it. And
then just like, giggling about it is like, we don't take ourselves seriously.
Everyone else makes a big deal out of it for 5 seconds and we move on. Jordan can't even handle that. So okay, it's Sunday, 11:15 a.m. We're gonna leave the house for NYC. So then we get
back to the city. Did you like that?
God, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So Monday, Amanda and Kyle are looking at a 1-bedroom apartment with a great view of the city.
Love.
Don't know where this is. Wish I did. Tuesday, Paige is filming herself in a long sleeve shirt and she must be fucking dying of heat. That's all I thought about.
Yeah, but she's in a white long sleeve dress and white shoes.
My God, long sleeves in New York in the summer could die.
It's probably like a really thin material though. So she's good.
I hope so.
Girly knows.
Carl is working and it sucks because he has to make his quota in July or else like he's gonna be fired. So he has to go network.
We talked about this sometime this season. I never want to be in sales. This sounds miserable. Horrible.
So then Wednesday, Lindsay meets her friend Anna for lunch. And we haven't met Anna, but we do know Anna's roommate, Christina.
Oh my God, this flashback to Christina, I loved.
It was so funny. We all dislike Christina. I felt bad for her for a little bit, and then she turned into a total bitch.
We do get the flashback to like Christina saying, I said Lindsay couldn't invite her whole employee list.
I get it.
To this apartment. And I was like, wow, Christina, I forgot that I was on your side at one point.
Yeah, but she's a horrible person. We should get rid of her. Because then like
we did get rid of her.
Anna can't put any of her tampons in the bathroom, which I was like, what?
I don't know if that means like unused, used.
I think unused. I pictured it as like, because Lindsay said, can you keep anything in the bathroom? And she goes, not one tampon. So like, does Christina own the bathroom?
I don't know. It's kind of, to me, sounds like they don't, like some sinks have the cabinet underneath and some don't. It's just like the pedestal type.
Yeah.
If you don't really have storage, if you don't have any storage, I understand trying to like keep things like behind a cabinet, so like installing a cabinet, but like you got to do something.
Shower caddy it.
you need to there are things meant for the bathroom.
You're not wrong. Yeah,
and also this is half my space.
Yeah, that's what I'd be pissed about. Anyway, Anna works from home. And she's a relationship.
But just she works from home, not her 7 other employees. Lindsay, you do not have a leg to stand on in that
very
argument.
Funny. So she's a relationship coach, and Lindsay wants Anna's help. And Anna's like, is it Everett? Like, this girl read Lindsay so fucking fast. She's my new favorite character.
Like a new person, or like the same old thing we've been talking about?
So Lindsay's like, same old thing we've been talking about. And Anna basically goes, is it love or is it addiction / obsession?
Which
it
blew
that.
my mind, because I've actually immediately retroactively looked at every type of person I've ever been interested in. And I'm like, it's all addiction.
Yeah,
it's all my addiction to the chase. Like, all I wanted was like somebody to want me, or like things like basically Lindsay and Everett right here.
Do you know how fast I was like, did I even love my exes, or was I just obsessed?
I literally go, whoa, like that hit me too deep, and we've already seen this, but I was like, my whole world just snapped before my eyes.
It hits different when you're our age.
Oh my god.
So basically, Lindsay's like, I think it's love. And Anna's like, really? Because to me, love is someone that you can trust and that's consistent. And those are 2 of Lindsay's biggest flaws with Everett, is that he's always doing shit behind her back and he never shows up for her.
I mean, I don't know anyone who actually has either of those 2 things.
Well, like, who's so stressed.
Anybody who's in a like somewhat casual relationship, not married. I don't know many people.
I was gonna say those. My parents have them. Yeah. that's a dream.
But like she also says, like, is he gonna change? Because most people are who they are.
He's a Peter Pan. And listen, a lot of these exist everywhere. I hate when people are like, it's a New York or LA thing. No, man, there's plenty. I think it's
heightened in those 2 locations.
For sure, because there's so much to do and so many distractions.
And when a lot of your friends aren't getting married, I feel like you're less likely to get married. So they'll travel in packs.
It's a whole pride. And yeah, so he's a forever Peter Pan, which I don't think Peter Pans are forever. I think they go way past their date range.
Yes. But the standard normal person, like hey,
it should probably be expired by 30, but here Peter Pan's at like 60 still. But I think that he will change, but does Lindsay want to wait for him to change?
I don't think you can ever say like, I'm going to be the girl to change him. No. Like, that's never going to happen. I think you have to look at someone and say, if these like behaviors bother me, I need to leave, because these behaviors will probably never change. Like, Everett probably is going to settle down, but I don't think he's going to change as a person.
No, and I don't think a girl will ever change him. I think it'll be the right time for him, and whoever he's dating at that time will be the right person.
And like, his behaviors it will probably not trigger the right person.
No. And he will probably change, right? Once he gets to be 40, he's not gonna go out clubbing all the time. Dude's got back problems. He's not gonna.
I think he would like go out. I would think he would find a new activity. Like, he may not be clubbing, but he may be golfing and doing all these other things that would still always bother Lindsay.
Yes, agreed. Okay, so Anna's very wise. Lindsay should really keep in touch with her.
I want to keep in touch with her. My whole life changed today.
Do you think I could find her in New York still?
Please, let's chat with her when I'm there.
So it's Friday, 3:36 p.m. We skip right on over Thursday because we gotta go to the Hamptons. We got Kyle driving down with Amanda, Lindsay, and Carl, because Carl managed to get a summer Friday because he begged and pleaded, and work is still so stressful. He needs wine. And this is where I went. Did Carl get fired?
I just can't imagine begging for a summer Friday. We also live in a different world now where like most people would be like, F that, I'm taking my laptop to the Hamptons and doing like a remote day and like half working.
Yeah. But I was like, I feel like maybe because he did meet his quota, so he just begged and pleaded and like.
Well, he didn't meet his June quota, but maybe he's hitting better numbers in July here.
I don't know.
Because if you could prove that you have like presented X amount of dollars, I think he could convince someone to give him a summer Friday while he's waiting for those like for communication back from like different clients he's pitching.
You know what? I hope so, but like I said, I'm skeptical.
Man, I hope he
Okay.
doesn't get fired. That would just kind of put a
I
damper.
know. So, it's Friday, 5:57 p.m. Jordan, Hannah, and Paige, first ones at the house, shortly followed by Kyle's car. And Danielle will meet us later because she's taking the train. And Lindsay's like, we should do Mexican tonight. So we're gonna do Mexican tonight.
I'm
So
like
now,
Lindsay. I know exactly what I want to eat like 90% of the time, and I will
well,
drive the charge.
someone goes like, should we go out to eat for dinner? And Carl goes, well, and looks at Lindsay, and Lindsay's like, I want Mexican.
I am craving Mexican. We're
gonna do
getting Mexican.
So it's 6:47. Carl compliments Paige's outfit. Danielle
Ooh.
finally makes it. Hannah's wearing heels, which Lindsay shades because they're only like an inch. But as a bitch who doesn't like heels, these are heels.
Okay, yeah, but like Hannah says, can you teach me how to walk in heels? And
That's
Lindsay looks down and
cute.
goes, those aren't really heels though. Those are not hard to walk in.
No, but if for someone who doesn't wear heels,
I guess.
your balance is. Imagine a man walking in those. Not to say Hannah's a man, but like someone who's really, or not a man. I guess like a straight man who has never worn heels because there are plenty of men
Imagine
that do
someone
wear
who has
heels.
never worn heels. How about
Yeah,
that?
fucking imagine Kyle in those heels. He would fucking topple over.
But I'm just saying, like, I see how Lindsay's like, those don't really count. Like, if you're gonna ask me to walk in
Don't
heels,
shade my
let's
heels.
walk in some
Don't-
high heels.
Don't shade my heels. Paige
I'm
did the
just
right
saying.
thing where she went, let me help
teaches her
you.
how. Heel to toe, heel to toe.
Also Jordan carried Danielle's bag to her bedroom.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Jordan, I think, is a fake Southern gentleman. And the reason I say he's fake is because he like does all these actions and it seems all a little forced.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm yawning,
and then he gets
but yeah.
mad that Danielle reads into them because I think she sees that they're a little forced. Like Jordan wouldn't do that for everybody. Take their bag upstairs. A Southern gentleman, I think, would take every girl's bag upstairs.
Yeah, but he's only going to do it. Like he wouldn't do that with Hannah or Amanda.
No, he would do it for Paige if she was there because like he really wants to hook up with Paige. And then he's like, like Danielle's here. Like I'll do
it for Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. So it's 7:08. We go off to dinner. Jordan's really trying to get on Danielle's good side, so we'll see.
Like another thing, just leave her alone if you don't want to hook up with her.
Stop sitting next to her.
Stop talking to her. Stop calling everything out that she does in like a positive manner. Just let things be.
So then we find out Paige went on a date with some Australian guy, and she said it was fun. We get to see a little bit of it.
Yeah,
very cute.
Would you ever take cameras on a first date?
I think so. I think honestly, it would like help the awkwardness.
Because then you could be like, oh, it's awkward because of these cameras.
Yeah. But also then we could like talk about it.
Yeah.
And they could just like not use that part.
That's true.
Okay, so then also they're gonna try and make it look like a better date to the camera. So they're gonna put in extra effort, and so will I.
That's true. And they might pay for the date, which is even more fun.
Exactly. So it was fun. He's good looking, he has a great smile, he's really nice. And Carl's a little jealous because he's like, oh, did he even text you? And Paige's like, yeah, today. He told me he had fun yesterday. And he's like, oh, that's so basic. Copy and paste, copy and paste.
This is irking Carl. But then he says he's like not jealous.
I'm like not even a little jealous.
That's a girl thing. I'm not jealous.
It's a girl thing to feel feelings over it. So Hannah then goes, guess what? I got laid last night and this morning.
Go Hannah.
She's been dating him for 2 months. And Hannah's been in the bad relationship. She's not dating to rush anyone. She could do whatever she wants. She's only been single for 6 months. And then here's Carl again. Like, if I did what you were doing, I would look like the bad guy, but you're allowed to do it. And I respect that. And Hannah's like, okay.
No. Carl could do this. Nobody's saying he can't do
He
this.
just can't do feelings.
That's the thing. And he needs to be clear. Like, I doubt Hannah, I'm sure, I can almost guarantee this, that Hannah said, like, this is casual. I don't want anything serious with whoever she's sleeping with. Whereas Carl last summer could never, or summer number 1, could never tell Lauren to her face that he really wanted to see other people. Like, he would always sleep at other people's places, but he could never have that conversation with Lauren season 1.
Also, because then he'd be like, hey, Lauren, you're so beautiful. Like, let's make out the club. Like when you have a fuck buddy, they just sleep over, you fuck in the morning, you maybe go out for a few drinks, but we're not talking about how beautiful I am. We're not talking about how much you love me. Like none of that.
No, you're not coming in meeting my friends. We're not like mixing our lives together and going on like real dates all the time. We can go get drinks and then like sleep together, but we're not putting feelings and emotions and like compliments out there.
Oh, Carl, we'll learn one day.
Maybe.
So then Kyle and Amanda share they went apartment hunting, and Lindsay's like, it's great that you guys are moving into a new space because then it's like neither of yours, sorry. Neither of yours, because you know, when she did it with Everett, she moved into his place.
Which I think this is a helpful anecdote. She brings up Everett in any situation she probably can, but I think this does make sense. And I think this is an appropriate moment to say this. Like, that's a great idea. Like, it doesn't always
didn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't always work if you do it the opposite way. So, like, I'm really excited about this for you.
Because then Kyle does say, you know, he's a little apprehensive because he has seen people move in together and it not work out. And Lindsay's like, yeah. And then Jordan points at Lindsay and goes, case in point. And man, if he does not know Lindsay, you do not fuck with her.
Honestly, things I've learned about Lindsay in the last almost 2.5 seasons by Alicia's count, since we are in Alicia's book halfway through this season. You do not talk about Everett around her. You can only talk about Everett if she brings it up, but you really don't give your opinion. You just nod and say yes or like, like to keep her going in her story.
His name is Neverett because you never talk about him.
No, you never throw a dig at Lindsay ever.
No.
You never talk out of turn with Lindsay. You know your place because you don't know her.
Even when you're right, just shut the fuck up. No. Just shut your mouth.
And Carl says, like, come on, dude, you learn 2 things here. It's Neverett, never bring up Everett, and the men are always wrong. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. So then Lindsay, of course, is pissed because Jordan wasn't even there. He didn't even know her when that happened.
That's the thing. If Jordan was around last season, maybe he could bring this up because now he's known, like, he's been around for that Everett fight last season on Kyle's birthday. Yeah. But Jordan, you've met Everett once when he was walking out of her bedroom. You weren't besties.
It's all bad, Jordan. You lost, my guy. So it's 10:13. We're gonna go out. It was fun. We're back at the house now. Danielle and Jordan made out tonight. It's a lot. Okay. Oh, sorry. We weren't back at the house yet. We were still out. Danielle and Jordan made out at the bar.
Yes.
Then we're home Saturday, 12:19 a.m. And then at 1:03, everyone's partying and eating, and Paige and Carl go eat popsicles in the pantry, but they don't make out this time. They just do popsicles.
I'm pretty sure Jordan's the one who was at the door filming them.
Yeah. They're just doing popsicles.
Which is like, oh, Jordan, you don't want this to happen again. So you're just going to be the creepy person who like won't leave them alone.
Yeah. And then everyone goes to bed except Danielle and Jordan, and Danielle's grinding on Jordan. And then
for a minute, hold on. Whenever we got them walking in, Jordan was carrying her and like put her on the couch. Like, he's going above and beyond to be around her.
He's paying attention to her, which like stop doing. So then she's like grinding on him in the kitchen, and she tries to lean in for a kiss, and he's like, no, not in the kitchen. And she's like, we just made out in front of everyone at the club. What do you mean? Not in the kitchen. And so Danielle goes to bed, and she's confused why Jordan will make out with her in public, but not in private.
I have never had that happen. It is always the opposite. And not like a guy would ever be like, no, we're not going to make out. It's just that it doesn't happen. Like the moment doesn't happen in a sense in public because that's awkward.
Yeah, it's more likely to happen in private.
Yes.
So weird.
No one is awake. It's just them two.
Who cares?
If everybody's, all your roommates, I understand wanting to maybe keep it under wraps around the roommates. So like maybe if you made out in public, quote unquote, but your roommates didn't see, and you didn't want to do it in the house because your roommates didn't know. But all of your roommates saw you already make out at the house like 2 weekends ago and at the bar. Everyone knows. So there's like reason to keep it like secret.
I know. So then at 2:13 a.m., Kyle is so hungry. He wakes up, he puts clothes on, he goes downstairs. So I'd just like to say someone left the ranch out, which is fucking gross.
Ew, they probably put it back in the fridge and reused it.
like in the morning, because
Yeah.
Kyle sure as hell didn't do it.
No.
So Kyle's eating. He goes into the pantry. I don't know what it is about this pantry, but
I don't either, because he found food
he found food and then he's like, "Let me
and then
eat it."
he went into the pantry
in
to
the
eat it.
pantry, and then he's eating and talking gibberish, and then he's like, "I'm just gonna take a nap," and he does, because then at 2:43 he's asleep in the pantry.
I don't understand how this happened, because like, why wouldn't you go take a seat on a couch or a chair?
Yeah, why the pantry? It's not that big long wise. So like, is he curled up? Is that comfortable? Is he fine? Because then Amanda wakes up and she's like, "Oh no, where's Kyle?" Probably thinking he went to go party. But then she fucking finds him in the
Oh
pantry.
my God.
And
this
she
is actually
kinda-
worse. I think she'd be happier to find him out
She
partying.
kind of laughs though, and she's like, "You fell asleep in the pantry," and then she's mad that
I
he
would
fell
be
asleep.
like,
I
you
wouldn't.
would.
I would think this is so funny.
I understand why Amanda is mad though, because like, why are you not coming in, like coming back to bed? What is happening
He's
here?
drunk. He was eating. He fucking fell asleep.
But you're so
Funny.
drunk, you're like, let me go into the pantry for a nap.
Yeah.
This would annoy me because of like, with all the back problems, like
I would find
all the
this
history.
so
I'd be
goddamn
like,
funny.
Kyle, grow the fuck up. Find a bed
No.
at the end of the night.
I think that is so goddamn funny. So then,
I guess he's the one who's gonna hurt his back by like sleeping on a wood floor against shelving.
So it's Saturday, 10:04 a.m. Amanda reminds Kyle that he fell asleep in the pantry.
I bet he was like, I wonder what's going on in this pantry that like Paige and Carl
Yeah,
like,
are
made
they
out
in the pantry?
Like, what's this room all about?
I wish he could articulate his thought process.
Me too.
Carl has blue balls and morning wood.
Ooh,
rough. Danielle tells Lindsay how Jordan denied her kitchen kiss, and Lindsay's like, "Oh, you know what? Jordan sucks." Also, the Everett comment, hate him. Lindsay holds a grudge. So then Hannah leaves to go to her grandpa's because her family's all getting together in the Hamptons for her grandpa's 90th birthday.
Can we just talk about our family real quick and go through that? Because like, I actually hate how they go back and forth. These do not lead together.
Yeah. So we meet Hannah's dad and how her whole family's a bunch of sports fanatics. Their family is really close. And then we get to sit and talk to Hannah's Nana, who wears high heels, loves bikinis, and always posts on Instagram.
Honey, I love
hottie. She's a hottie.
Yeah, she is.
She's been married for 60 years, hasn't gone on a date with another man since she was 18. She calls herself a little sex kitten.
I love how she's like, you know what? I got married as a virgin, but if I could go and do it again, I would do exactly what you're doing. Like, I would love to talk to my grandma about this stuff. I don't find that like that weird. If this were my grandma though, I would find it weird.
I would never. My grandma doesn't even drink alcohol. How the hell could I tell her about any of my sex?
If Nana was your grandma, you'd be like, yeah, let's.
Oh, I'd be like, Grandma, let me tell you.
And I told you I hate talking about sex, but I think this is like such a funny conversation.
It's
like,
cute.
If my grandma were like, oh, I'd love to be like in the modern days and like go about dating, this is what I would do. I think that's cute.
I think it's cute too. Okay, back to the party bus.
Yeah,
we're doing it. Okay. Party bus is here. We relive all the other party buses we've had in the Hamptons. Never forget when Kyle peed in a wine glass and called it Pinot Grigio and then left it, and Amanda was pissed.
Ooh, right in the front entryway. That was the worst part of that.
So funny. Okay, so we talk about our virginities on the party bus. Kyle lost his sophomore year of high school, which is a little early. I know. Jordan tells a story of when he lost his virginity freshman year of college. They had just had sex, and then she was giving him head, and she sticks her tongue in his asshole, and it caught him off guard. So he kicked her face, and she fell off the bunk bed and broke her nose, and he had to take her to the hospital.
I just. What?
Listen, I understand like crazy virginity stories. I lost mine in a bush. So people will say it's fake, but it wasn't. But this is way too detailed.
I was about to say.
And then someone's like 40-year-old virgin. That's where this
I've
is from.
actually never seen 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I have. It's one of my favorite movies, but
so
I
this
don't think
exact thing, I mean, outside of him obviously being in college, but this exact story is what happens.
No,
They
no,
have
no,
sex
no.
and then this happens.
Not that I can remember. I haven't seen it in a while, but I don't think so. But like the shit that happened while he was trying to lose his virginity was crazy like this. And
Because
like
the reason I don't believe this is if you've already had sex, why is she giving you head afterwards?
yeah, aren't we tired? And
Yeah,
how do you go again? You should be
exactly.
making sure she's
You would have to
okay.
tell me, I feel like that this happened an hour later or like the
Hours
next
later.
morning or something.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I was like, this doesn't track in my mind. I feel like this is so unlikely, and especially when you're losing your virginity.
Yeah. Yes. In your virgin, if you're like, I'm a virgin, no one's gonna be like, let me lick your asshole. That's like way too far for virginity.
For the first time you had sex, we're gonna do this next.
Yeah, no.
If you told me this was just a crazy sex story, I would have believed him on this. Just that part.
Crazy, but this is like a virginity story. That's a little intense because especially when you're a virgin, after you have sex, you're like done. You're out.
Yeah,
There's
and you're
no
like,
way you're getting hard again.
This is done. Whoa, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. Horrible.
Yeah.
So no one believes them. Then we get to the winery. Carl carries Paige because we're romantic.
I love this.
I do too. I really ship them. We have horses. You know, Kyle's never met a blonde horse before. Look out. So Carl tells the boys that he's horny and Paige is attractive, but he doesn't think Paige is into him because they didn't make out in the pantry last night. And Carl doesn't know how to he doesn't understand how a hot man like him doesn't excite a girl like Paige, which I was like, have you seen her? Please.
I really enjoy watching Carl pine for Paige. This was too. Excellent.
And I love Paige being like, I know I'm being pined for, so I'm just gonna keep living my life and see what happens.
Yes, like she's into, I think Paige is into Carl,
she's into him.
But she's not putting all of her eggs in that basket.
Well, she's not gonna like totally be like, hey Carl, I'm totally into you. Like,
you know what? I mean, I hate to dog on Lauren, but she's not gonna do what Lauren did.
No, she's not gonna be obsessed with him. She's gonna keep going on dates.
She is doing what Carl did, but in the best manner where she's like open about what's truly happening.
I also think Paige is just the type where you need to wine and dine her before you even want to really like make a move with her.
You're right. She said she's a dinner girl. She is not a drinks girl. You better take her out for dinner.
Yeah, if you really like her, you got to prove it to Paige.
Yep, we are not just a make out in the pantry gal here.
No. So then Jordan shares with Paige, Amanda, Kyle, and Carl. Ugh, he made out with Danielle last night.
Okay, they totally forced him to voice that over, by the way.
Yeah.
But
still bad.
He did say, ugh, definitely in that set, in that thing. So I think they made him say the full sentence because Carl's the one that said, oh, you made out with Danielle last night. And then he goes, ugh. And I think it went to commercial and then it was the voiceover. But still, the context was there. Ugh, he was like, ugh.
Ugh. And Paige is disgusted. So what does she do? She goes straight to Danielle and Lindsay and tells them exactly what Jordan just said. And Paige is so annoyed. And Danielle's pissed. And Lindsay's fucking pissed because you're not going to come after her, girl. Because Jordan's a fucking fraud and we hate him. And he said case in point to Lindsay. So fuck him extra.
Oh, 100%. Never. And then we go to the boys and I'm just so confused by Jordan because he says that he doesn't want to sleep with Danielle, which that's okay.
Fine.
Like that is fine if you don't want to sleep with someone. That's not the problem. But like when the guys question him, it's like he clams up and he just doesn't really make sense.
Well, he's like, it was a drunken makeout. I never want to go past first base with her. And Kyle's like, who the
wait
fuck
a minute
doesn't want to go past? Wait,
did I just hear you right? What?
Yeah, she's like, you find her attractive, she's cute, she's fun, she wants to hook up with you.
Like every person in modern society, or okay, not every person, most people in modern society, if you are like someone the way they look, you like making out with them, it is very rare that you would also say you don't want to sleep with them.
Yeah,
If
like
you want to sleep with other
it's
people.
consensual. You guys keep making out anyway.
Yeah.
You guys
Like
live
if
in a
you're
house
actively having sex with
together,
other people or would
supposedly.
want to, rarely would you say if you like someone and you've been kissing them that
No.
you wouldn't want to sleep with them.
But then Jordan's like, I also made out with 2 other girls last night. So 3 girls total. And people were like, we didn't see 3 girls total.
That's a lot, especially if nobody saw you. That's a lot of work.
I know. And then Jordan has to show us his super long tongue that he likes to use, which is just
That part cracked up the most is he's like defending why he would just want to make out with these people and not sleep with any of them, is that he has a really long tongue and he likes to use it.
my whole face hates it. And then
Like, don't get me wrong, I like a makeout for sure. And like, I personally don't want to sleep with people like right off the bat. So like, yeah, I'd want to make out with someone and not sleep with them that maybe that night. But
like
I wouldn't be like,
I'm gonna get to know you a little
yes,
bit
but I
before
wouldn't be
sleep with
like,
you.
well, it's because my tongue's incredible.
Ew. Because then he says like the weirdest thing. So Kyle's like, who cares? Hook up with Danielle. Maybe there'll be some finger banging. No worries. And then Jordan's like, can I call Carl to assist? And Kyle's like, did you just proposition a threesome?
Yeah, like you take the makeout and the warm up, and Carl gets to seal the deal. Whoever
Carl
says
has
that,
to.
people
Ugh.
would say the opposite. Like, hey, can you warm her up? And I'll take. Like, I don't want to do all the. I feel like a guy would say the opposite.
So weird. No one would ever.
I don't think people would ever want to say that, but it's like, oh, I don't want to do all the foreplay. Like, can I just get someone else to do it? You know, like that's what I think like a guy would say.
It's all weird, and I
I
hate it
don't.
all.
I can't understand it because like I never want to like question people's sexuality, but then I always wonder like, is he actually into girls or is he just trying to force being into girls for like society reasons?
I
That's the way it
agree.
comes off to me. But I'm like, you do what you want, but it no matter what sexuality he is or what he's doing, you can just tell it's coming off very forced.
It is because he's very much like, I'm so straight and such a hot player that like this is what I'm talking about. But like even if he is straight, like fine, but you don't have to come across as this like crazy player. Like
Yeah.
whatever
And
his
that Danielle's
sexuality.
beneath you.
Yeah, it's very unbecoming of Jordan.
Because like we have another instance where another roommate is, I'll say, like shutting it down. Like Paige is shutting it down with Jordan, but she's not saying like, why would I ever make out with you? She's just saying, I'm not into it.
Yeah,
That's the way you do it.
period.
Is like if you're either all the way not into it and you don't pursue it, or you're into it, you're being a jerk while you're
Yeah,
into it.
period. Okay. So next time on Summer House, we have a party. We have Paige and Carl making out in the vineyard. Is there a connection? We have Lindsay talking to Jordan. Jordan's not even phased. I forget what that was in reference to. Whatever. Kyle gets super drunk again, and him and Amanda fight. So rock
Shocker.
out. Okay, fun, not fun.
I actually wrote them down because I was so fired up about this episode.
Oh my god, I only have my not fun. Is it the same?
It's Jordan.
It's
I
Jordan.
can't.
Horrible.
I don't like people who force things so hard sexually. Like it is not a bad thing to not sleep with someone.
I agree. I don't like people who talk badly about other people like this for no reason. Like Danielle is like not good enough for him. Ew, why would he be interested? Like that's not fucking fair or nice.
No, and like not that it's ever deserved, but it's really not deserved. Danielle's amazing. She's gorgeous. She's fun.
Like I get it. You don't have to be into someone. Like Paige is not into Jordan, but she's not sitting here going, ew, gross. I
like I
hate
would
him.
never
Yeah.
I would never
It's
like sleep with him and bring him home to my parents. He's just hitting below
it's
the
like
belt.
really mean. And I think
Yeah.
like this still happens with a lot of people. Like I've had people say like ew about me. And like it's unnecessary. You can just say you're not interested.
Exactly.
Okay. Fun. Who do you have?
I picked Paige. I
Oh
think
my
she is
God,
fun
love.
and flirty. She's got cute
Yep.
outfits. She's
Uh-huh.
making out with Carl. Like she's going on other dates. She's shutting down Jordan. Like
Hell
I
yeah.
fucking love it.
I was also gonna pick Paige, but I have a second just to make things interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll pick Carl. Carl's doing
Ooh.
well this summer. He's not doing one of his workest things. He's just having a
True.
good time with Paige. He's trying to be like really positive. I love him pining after her and just like doesn't know where he stands, which
Yep.
is so different from the Lauren situation. So this is great. I think Carl's having a good one.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. Well, this was a good episode. Please be sure to do all the things, Patreon, Instagram,
Rate,
our other
review,
podcasts.
subscribe.
Oh my God, that too. And we will see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.